Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of Nate in the Hat. Why is this a special edition, you may ask? Well, it's because Witchwood has just dropped, and I'm going to be opening all the packs. But it's a little different than my usual method. I am a free-to-play, for the most part, player, and I usually, when a set is released, will save up my gold between sets, buy 70 packs, and open those along with any freebies that Blizzard gives, and then calculate from that how much of a percentage of the set that I received. But this time there's a bit of a twist, because Blizzard had a bit of a promotion where usually they sell these pre-release bundles and they come for 50 packs for $49.99. But this time, instead of 50 packs, they sold it with 70 packs. Ooh, a better deal. Now I like to throw them a little bit of money every once in a while just because I enjoy the game. So I decided, well, I'll just go ahead and get the 70 packs and add it to my normal 70, and then I'll have 140 packs to open. What will happen? Well, we're just going to have to see. Typically what happens when I get my 70 pack buy is I end up with about between 70 to 75% of the set, percentage-wise. With 140 packs, I'm expecting higher results. My guess is that it'll be somewhere in the 85% range. But that's just an estimate. Let's see what reality gives us. So if you can look right now, I've got 3,495 dust in the bank, just from the refunds that they gave and leftovers from last set. I've got one card in the set right now for Witchwood, which was the free one that Blizzard gave players when they log in for the first time. I got Glinda Crowskin, the Warlock Legendary, and that's all I've got in my set right now, you can see. So now it's time to go and open all these packs. So I've got a total of 147, which is 70 from the pre-release bundle, 70 from my free gold, and I also have 7 packs as free ones that Blizzard gave to everybody. So I am just going to burn through these and buckle up, because it's going to take a little bit of time because there's so many of them. I'm not going to be paying much attention at all to what I'm getting. Usually I kind of like to savor my opening and then cover my face over the thing so that I can see. There's a legendary right out the bat, Prince Liam. But this time I'm just going to kind of be clicking through. I'm not even going to pay attention to what I'm getting. I'll pay attention to that later. There we go, another one. The Gunspire. That's kind of a cool one. I like the idea. People are kind of down on it. Everybody's drooling over Shutterwalk right now because it's so obviously broken. But we'll see what happens. Usually you get one legendary about every 20 packs, epic once every 5, and a rare at least in every pack. So I'm expecting somewhere in the realm of 9 legendaries total. Somewhere in the realm of maybe about 20 epics. Oh boy, this is going to take a while. Hopefully I end up getting the golden legendary. Those are really cool to see when they come along. Hopefully I get the Shutterwalk before they nerf that card, because Shutterwalk is a really good card. It duplicates all the battle cries, and people have already found just some crazy interaction where games will last over hours, sometimes just dealing with the animations. When the Shutterwalk comes into play, it duplicates itself because of a card's grumble that'll do that sort of thing. It's pretty nuts. So they're going to have to hotfix the game to deal with that. And if I get a Shutterwalk before them, then they'll probably give me dust for free. So that would be kind of nice. And who knows, maybe I'll craft it just in the expectation that it's going to be pretty solid to card anyway. But usually what I do is I don't do any crafting until Golden Legendary Darius Crowley. He could be alright. We'll have to see. Patience. Standard opening in a pack is 4 commons and a rare. So better than that's obviously nice. Gold, common, that's just gonna be dust. Believe I got 130 to go. I wish they had a mass opening. That would just be good, but kind of have fun opening packs is just going through this process. So I guess a mass opening feature would be standard results. Yeah, my friend Paul says that I got more legendaries than him already. How many packs did you open? Golden dust. Majority of the time. That's a nice pack. Not gold at all. 18 packs. Oh. Yeah, I went ahead and bought the whole. There we go. The Glass Knight, the Paladin Legendary, which is kind of interesting. Gets a Divine Shield every time your players heal. Could be handy. They didn't give Paladin a lot of heal this time around, so kind of blunts its effectiveness. Baleful Banker, I like that card. That's something I'm definitely going to be using. I better turn the sound down here. There we go. Yeah, it is kind of quiet. I have the microphone as turned up as high as I can get it. Oh, still, I'm not even doing 100 yet. Okay. You gotta have lots of stamina to open this many packs. I don't know how some people that buy like 200 packs do it before they get carpal tunnel syndrome. I'm just hoping that in my legendaries I don't get Aviana. That one just looks like a terrible card. I'm concerned about druids. I play a lot of druid. I'm not a main or anything. I don't main anything, but I play druid a fair amount because I like the class. The set release for Wildwood's druid cards, not very impressive at all. Pretty disappointing, really. But Shaman certainly got some good stuff. Blizzard did make a very addictive card pack opening set of animations. It's pretty cool when you get a legendary. It just kind of, whoa. Especially when you get a golden legendary, it just gives you love. I should have music or something going on, because otherwise this is going to be really dull. Over 100 to go. So I'm not even at the third waypoint. Witching Hour. That one's an interesting one. It's one of the few druid cards that looks like it might be okay. Eh. Even the announcer sounds disappointed when you get a rare. 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 He doesn't say anything when you get common. Yawnsies. So Paul, didn't you save up more quest gold than that? Or was that just what you had after spending everything? Looking cards is thirsty work. Hidden Wisdom. Not impressed. Only 900. Wow. I have to make myself save. I save basically every bit of gold that I collect between sets when they're released. That way I can buy at least 70 packs for free. Because I'm cheap. Not as cheap as my brother Greg, but pretty cheap. Okay, I had a nice long spell without a legendary. Hopefully I get a couple more before it's all over. Around the horn. Oh, there we go. And Master Shaw. He could be good. He's got potential. So many cards. So much of it just ends up as dust. The percentages I get when I calculate initially are just without any crafting. I usually like to sit on my crafting dust for a couple of weeks to see what ends up being useful, and then crafting it at that point. Because crafting on the day of release I've usually found to be a mistake, because you get things that you think are going to be cool and they end up being kind of weak or not very useful or very good, and other things that you thought were useless end up being really awesome. So my policy is to dust the duplicates and sit on it for a couple of weeks and wait and see what happens. Sometimes it's waited longer than a month. Sometimes it takes a while for everyone to figure everything out. Okay. Sheesh. 70. This is the point at which my original buy would usually be. It's the Face Collector. That's kind of a cool one. You can cast him multiple times and he gives you a legendary every time. Definitely worth putting him in the deck, I think. Well, I'm guaranteed to get at least one more legendary, but the odds are it would be 3 more from this point. But it'll be at least one. Gloomstag. It's another bad druid card. I like the Vexcrow. It's a cool concept. Couple of rares, probably mostly duplicate rares at this point. Two rares. It's like getting 2 of a kind in poker. It's not awful, but it's not great. There's an epic. Sandpiper, an interesting one. I like it. Golden Dust. I like the Woodcutter's Axe. It's a nice toss that they gave warriors after they killed the fiery war axe. That was a nerf that hit warriors pretty hard. Scale worm, not bad. Well, it's Duskfallen. I was hoping to get Splintergraft rather than her. Yeah, it's disappointing when the one you think is a lousy card ends up being the one you get. But I've got at least one more in the docket because I got 40 more packs, and that's where the pity timer is. I'm hoping for 2 more. That would be nice. Mossy Horror. That's a card I like. I will probably be adding that to Druid decks because otherwise Druids are farewell hosed against aggro. So the big question is, will I get 2 legendaries before I run out of packs? Or will I only get 1? Or will I, dare I hope, get more than 2. I may be running up against the statistical average already, though. And multiple rares. Earth and Might's good. Shaman got some decent stuff this time around, which is nice because they've been hosed for a while. Even though I think Shutter Walk is a little bit too much. I'm wondering how well Warrior Rush is going to do. We'll have to see. Yeah. Last 25 packs. Better step up with the epics. There we go. 2 of them. Are they listening? Is Blizzard listening in on this stream? Better step up with the legendaries. Will it work? Probably not. Still getting epics though. That's good. A lot of epics is good. They're generally more important, I guess, than legendary. Legendaries are the sauce. Epics are kind of a little bit more important. There's Archmage Arugal. That's okay. I was hoping for the other one, that Tink, the time one that pulls a wild legendary. So I'm hoping for one more legendary at least. I'd like to get Splintergraft, just because I'm a druid player, but I'll take what I can get. Come on, one more gold. I'm partly colorblind, so when I see a legendary, other people say it looks orange, but to me it looks yellow or gold. Where's the done? Is the game? Oh, duh. I guess I should look at all the cards before I try to click done. Come on, give me one more legendary. There we go, and it's Taz. That's probably good. It's no Splintergraft, but I'm gonna end up having to craft that. But dare I hope that in these last 12 packs, one more legendary is waiting. Okay. Ooh, gold! Splintergraft. It's nice to see ya. And it's golden too, so even better. Almost makes up for Aviana. Ten more packs. I could still get another. I still like Splintergraft. I think he'll end up being useful in Druid. Probably one of the only ones that'll be useful for Druid. And Epic. Nice to see ya. Well, I think I've gotten my average quota of legendaries that I would expect out of 147 packs, but I'm still hoping for more. Let's see. We'll have to see when all the numbers come in when I'm done. Because we're almost to the exciting part, which is where I calculate the numbers. I gotta have to dust everything first. Only 2 left. Come on, give me one more. Give me one more. Oh, I like the rat catcher. That's a cool idea. Okay. I'll savor this one. Oh, there's no legendary. So there we go. That is the opening. And now, the collection. So I don't even care what I end up having here. I am just going to go into the crafting box. And I'm going to disenchant extra cards. 4,090. Ba-ting, ba-ting. Putting me at 7,585. But now I have to go into extra. So let's look at the extras here. So I got an extra Ferocious Howl. Let's disenchant that. Oh, it is chugging. Alright, so I got extra Dire Frenzy. Disenchant that. An extra Carrion Drake. Disenchant that. And disenchant Cinderstorm. Disenchant the Vex Crow. Some people like to hold on to Goldens because they're pretty. I am a more practical minded person. I only want the dust so I can make what I want. Alright, extra Pickpocket. Wait, yeah, okay. I gotta make sure I have both of the normal ones before I disenchant the gold version. Alright, so 2 extra zaps. Extra Earth and Might. Extra Curse of Weakness. Extra Militia Commander. And here we go. A lot of commons that are extras. Dragon Swamp Egg. Swamp Leech. Dust. Walnut Sprite. Dust. Frost Inquisitor. Dust. Witchwood Piper. Song. Clockwork Automaton. Oh yeah, okay. Disenchant. Oh, there's 2 of them. Long Moonkin. It's another lame card here. And the Furious Ettin's the last. Alright, so that leaves me, after dusting, with 9,035, Which means after disenchanting all of my extras, I got 5,540 dust in the set. So now let's go ahead and look at only the cards in the Witchwood set. And let's figure out how many I got. I'm going to turn off crafting here and just go with commons. And let's see how many I got. I got 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44. So, 44 there, and that means I have 98 out of 98 commons. So all of them. Let's look at the rare. This is where some of the holes will start appearing, so let's turn on crafting just so that I can see if I'm missing any. Alright, so I got 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5 for a shaman. 6, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, so actually with the gold version of this one as an extra, I have 2 of each, so that means I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 of the neutrals. Which means I have 68 of the rares. Let's look at epics. Here's where it starts to get more interesting. Alright. I have 2 epics for Druid. I have 1 for Hunter. I have 2 for Mage. Oops, I have 3 for Paladin. I have 1 for Priest. A little skimpy on the Priest side. I've got 4 for Rogue. I've got just 1 for Shaman. That's too bad. I got 2 for Warlock. I got none for Warrior. 0. Bupkis. Oops. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of the neutrals, for a total of 28 epics. And finally, Legendary. I've got 2 for the Druid, both of them. I got 1 for Hunter. I got 1 for Mage. I got 2 for Paladin. I got 0 for Priest. Too bad, I kind of like Chameleos. Lady in White doesn't look bad either. I got 2 for Rogue. I got neither of the Shaman ones, and those both actually looked pretty good, so that's a little disappointing. But I got 1 for the Warlock. I got 2 for the Warrior. And I got none of the neutrals. 0. That's a total of 13. So, when you factor in everything, we get 98 commons, we get 68 rares, we get, how many epics was it? 28 epics, and 13 legendaries. The grand total, ladies and gentlemen, before any crafting is 83.81%, which was about 1.7% less than what my guesstimate was as to what I would end up with. So pretty close. Getting 147 packs and just opening them straight up without any crafting or anything else, you'll end up with somewhere in the realm of around 80 to 85% of the entire collection. So that's actually pretty nice to see. Usually, you can see from what I usually do, when I get 70 cards plus the freebies, I end up with about 70%. When I got 140, I ended up with about 83%. So you can see that the difficulty curve really ramps up the further into a set you get. Somewhere around 70 cards is where I had pegged it, where the return, or the return on investment, tends to start falling down. That's where you've opened up most of the commons, you've opened up most of the rares, and you're just looking for epics and legendaries at that point, and they're a lot harder to get. So filling that out, that last 20% of the set is usually where you're going to be spending either a lot of money or having to save up a lot of gold. And I've usually found that I haven't really suffered much for just stopping at around the 75%-ish range with 70 packs. That usually gives you plenty of legendaries and plenty of epics and most of the rares and commons. And that's enough to really go with when you get a set. And if you're just free to play and you're on a budget, that's actually a really good place to just stop and say, I'm done. You know, because the return that you get after that point just really starts. You're just getting so low. Every pack is basically turning into dust at that point, unless you just get a lucky draw. So I may end up crafting a few cards, maybe a couple of legendaries, but I'll probably end up filling out more epics than legendaries, depending on what ends up being more valuable. The shaman ones in particular interest me because those are just really good, and Shudderwalk definitely is going to be a good card. But on the Warlock side, Lord Godfrey is obviously just awesome. That may be one I just go ahead and craft anyway, just because it's so good. Let's just do that. I'm going to create you. Lord Godfrey. You deserve it.
This will be a messy killing.
That leaves me with 7,400, but that's still okay. I think he's worth the craft. He's definitely going to be part of the meta, no matter what. And I'm pretty sure some of these shaman ones will be useful too. Maybe Hagatha, and maybe also Shudderwalk, but yeah, we'll see. But I'm pretty pleased with what I ended up getting. I like the Gunspire. I don't really see that the Gen, the even odd thing, Baku and Gen. I don't know, maybe, but Baku may be useful just in some cards, just because having them in the deck at the start of the game just gives you the thing, so you don't necessarily even wanting to use them or cast them. You don't expect to, especially with an aggro deck. That may be really handy. Anyway, but Dollmaster is interesting. Emerus looks good. I really kind of like Toki. You know, it's just a cool card altogether. The Paladin ones don't interest me so much, and I really... Chameleos is a good idea, but I don't know it's worth crafting. Lady in White, that could be a really powerful sleeper card for them. And I've got some pretty good ones in the mix. So, all in all, generally what I expected to get, maybe even a little bit more, but not too bad. Anyway, signing off.